Yes, remember cheap fakes when we were told over and over that things that appeared to show President Biden had lost a step were somehow manipulated media? Well, they were not.
President Biden's presidency has been mired in controversies that range from secretive policies to questions about his cognitive fitness. Reports of diminished faculties and questionable decision-making have added fuel to debates about the administration's transparency. One of the most controversial decisions involved the transfer of detainees from Guantanamo Bay. While framed as a step toward fulfilling a campaign promise, critics question both the timing and the potential risks involved.
And if President Biden is trying to deliver on his public promise to close the prison at Guantanamo Bay, we're not sure why this transfer was made in secret. 11 Yemeni detainees sent to Oman, rehabilitated, at least according to the DOD, that is now telling us in a statement the United States appreciates the willingness of the government of Oman and other partners to support ongoing U.S. efforts focused on responsibly reducing the detainee population and ultimately closing the Guantanamo Bay facility.
The transfer was just one of many decisions that critics say revealed a pattern of avoidance and secrecy. Even within the White House, reports emerged of meetings being canceled or rescheduled to accommodate Biden's good days and bad days. These revelations raised alarms about who was truly steering the ship during critical moments.
If the president was having an off day, meetings could be scrapped altogether. On one such occasion in the spring of 2021, a national security official explained to another aide why a meeting needed to be rescheduled. He has good days and bad days, and today was a bad day, so we're going to address this tomorrow, the former aide recalled the official saying.
The fallout from the Afghanistan withdrawal was another defining moment of Biden's presidency. The chaotic evacuation at Abbey Gate, marked by the tragic loss of American lives, left many questioning the administration's preparedness and accountability. Even when confronted, Biden often deflected responsibility by pointing to decisions made by his predecessor.
And I asked him a question, something to the effect of, do you bear responsibility for this? And he turned it around on me at the time, asking questions about some deal that Trump and Mike Pompeo had negotiated.
While the White House dismissed public concerns about Biden's cognitive state, internal accounts tell a different story. Staff reportedly sought assistance from Hollywood professionals to refine the president's public image, even as his speech patterns and demeanor continued to raise questions.
Well, they brought in
at the start of the presidency,
Hollywood pros to deal with the voice that you're talking about, the diminishing voice, which I know you heard up close and personal.
Listening to Joe Biden's voice has been my life's work for the last 6 years.
These efforts to manage Biden's image extended to dismissing visible public missteps as minor or fabricated. The administration often brushed off concerns, but leaked stories from insiders and first-hand observations painted a more concerning picture.
In the small windows we did see President Biden, there were falls on stairs, on stage, on a bike, but we were continually assured everything was okay.
Foreign policy decisions have also been influenced by these dynamics. Biden's push to lower the population at Guantanamo Bay, even at the expense of national security risks, has drawn sharp criticism. His willingness to consider prisoner exchanges with adversarial groups has sparked debates about the long-term implications of these actions.
And this was a senior al-Qaeda leader who has been held for years, and so this is a big gut check for President Biden. How badly does he want to really get the population of Gitmo down? Is it worth releasing a senior al-Qaeda leader?
Even as public criticism grew, the administration maintained that Biden was fully capable of leading. Despite mounting evidence to the contrary, officials dismissed calls for cognitive testing and continued to frame concerns as politically motivated attacks.
His mental acuity is great. It's fine. It's as good as it's been over the years.
Well, do you think the president should undergo some sort of cognitive testing?
No, to the extent that we're having this conversation, I don't see any need to do that as it relates to Biden.
Critics argue that the consequences of Biden's leadership style have been far-reaching, impacting both domestic and foreign policy. From the handling of the economy to international diplomacy, questions persist about the effectiveness and transparency of his administration.
Yes.
Wages for working families have gone up while inflation has come down 65%.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
The controversies surrounding Biden's leadership also reflect broader systemic issues in modern politics. The efforts to downplay or conceal these challenges highlight the tension between maintaining public confidence and addressing reality.
There were about 800 prisoners in Gitmo. Now it's down to 15. And recent estimates put the cost at about $13 million per prisoner per year. So even if Joe Biden fails in his promise to close Gitmo for good, emptying it out like this puts a lot of pressure on his successors to close it, if for no other reason than it's becoming too expensive. And
as Biden's term comes to a close, the legacy of these decisions will undoubtedly shape public opinion and the political landscape for years to come. The debates over transparency, competence, and accountability have underscored the challenges of leadership in an era of heightened scrutiny.
The Wall Street Journal's headline is this: How the White House Functioned with a Diminished Biden in Charge. And diminished dates back to the first year in office.
Biden's presidency has been a case study in balancing perception with reality, revealing the complexities of modern leadership under the microscope of a relentless media and an increasingly skeptical public. From the secretive transfer of detainees at Guantanamo Bay to questions surrounding his cognitive fitness, his term has been fraught with decisions that have sparked widespread debate. Each move, whether driven by strategic necessity, political calculation, or personal challenges, has contributed to a narrative that is as much about the administration's handling of public perception as it is about the policies themselves. The revelations from inside the White House highlight not only the lengths to which staff went to protect the president's image, but also the broader implications of leadership during times of vulnerability. Reports of canceled meetings, reliance on Hollywood professionals, and efforts to downplay visible missteps paint a picture of a presidency striving to maintain control while grappling with undeniable internal struggles. These challenges, while not unique to Biden, raise pressing questions about how leadership is sustained and supported when under immense pressure. Biden's tenure has also underscored the growing tension between transparency and political expediency. Decisions such as negotiating potential prisoner exchanges and the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan exemplify the real-world consequences of leadership decisions made under the shadow of doubt. These moments, though defended by supporters, have fueled critiques that question whether the administration prioritized appearances over substantive accountability. As we reflect on these 4 years, one insider insight encapsulates the lasting questions surrounding this presidency. What do you think these revelations mean for the future of leadership and accountability in American politics? Are these struggles a reflection of broader systemic issues? Or do they speak uniquely to the challenges of Biden's presidency? Share your thoughts in the comments below.